Horror genre, especially if it has a multiplayer aspect, is always something we are looking forward to. Especially if it's the game that's been for a long time but always getting constant updates and becoming better and better. And I'm talking about the game called Evil Dead, which recently came to the Steam. Well, it was before that on Epic Games where you might seen and played it, but now it is on the biggest platform that you can find on the PC. So let's welcome Evil Dead to the Steam platform and let's review it. And before we are doing all of this kind of stuff, I would like to know if you're not a subscriber of this big and huge and the best gaming channel on YouTube, please do that. It will be a great experience for you and will be a great support for us. So let's not waste the time and begin review for the Evil Dead the game. First of all, I have to mention one thing. We played the game and I think we did review, which might be not on our channel anymore, in the past where it was firstly released on Epic Games. Also, the game was tested on PlayStation and we have to say that the game was good, but there was some kind of poor aspects back then. But now I feel like the game seems much more completed, especially with the fact that on Steam it comes with everything that was already released on the better and older platforms, like let's say Epic Games. So what is the Evil Dead game about? First of all, if you're not familiar with the film series called Evil Dead, I really highly recommend you to watch it, because it's something that has a little bit of fun, but at the same time it's very strangely horror type of film. Well, you need to watch it, believe me, it's really not gonna disappoint you. But what about the game? Well, the game is not going to disappoint you too, because it features a lot of great things. That's something like homages to the classic horror things. From the beginning, I would like to mention, if you're familiar with the games like Dead by Daylight, you might really love this game, because it feels like it's something like a small upgrade to the Dead by Daylight, with a lot of the different things at the same time. So, how it plays. The game includes well-known sites like the Knabby Crane, Bombstick with the chainsaw, prosthetics, and the pass to several kind of hand things. Players can play their favorite cast members, including the Kandarian Demon, who serves as an antagonist here in the game, with the command of enemies of the Deathlies. However, while the game is filled with the fan service, it's kind of fails to stand out with the growing subterfuge of the symmetrical multiplayer games. Yes, asymmetrical games multiplayer kind of involves two sides with vastly different perspectives and playstyles. The game's premise is simple. A team of 4 survivors must banish the Kandarian demon, who is an opposing player controlled by activating a Necremion within 30 minutes. I have to mention one thing, that with the release on the Steam, the game also has the new mode that features around 40 players, but I'm gonna mention here mostly about the older kind of the game mode that was popular for this game. The soldiers needs to solve problems. The Necrominion are missing the pages that a group of evil wraiths called the Dark Ones are guarding to the book. The squad's primary goal is to track down the pieces of the map leading to Kandarian Dagger, with the lost pages of the Nemocron used to win the match. The Kandarian Demon's goal is to stop these events from happening. All the players slowly increase their abilities through the game by collecting items and skill points, which is basically like, let's say, Call of Duty Zombies on steroids, I would say. Yeah, believe me, it's kinda full. As a surveyor, players participate in a co-op shooter with the nail-biting scares, solid combat, and through-flow mechanics that involves light and the darkness, while fighting the waves of the zombies, controlled by a single opposing player. The cast is playable characters includes the performance of original film actors, including a fan's favorite like the Henry, the Rat, Cheryl, Kelly Maxwell, and 4 versions of protagonist Ash Williams. While the actors' performances are mostly fine, they don't sound like they've been recorded in the same acoustic space, which is kind of strange. But believe me, this is something I believe can be fixed and can be better in the recent reviews. Besides the basics with the house and ammo, with the shields, the players buy scavenging abandoned locations. These are 2 systems that they have to manage as the surveyors. At first is a very simple flashlight will illuminate the battle life. The lamp illuminates the path ahead, making it easier to navigate through the darkened environments. But it also is the highlighted hidden items with the special ammo, for example, that players otherwise wouldn't be unable to collect. This mechanic requires the player to methodically, in the light of the consumption and the consequences of exhausting of flashlight's battery. Players need to be strategic with their use of the lights as the surveyor's fear levels increase while the dark away of the teammates, making them vulnerable for the demon possessions and creating an exhaustion cat and mouse relationship between them and opposing player. playing as a solitary big bad, the Kandarian demon, is not as enjoyable as playing as Surveyor. Yes, there is some kind of ups and downs here, but obviously, mostly you're gonna enjoy playing as the Surveyor when you're playing as the team. The antagonist is matched as the picks of the three demon armies to control and uses their unique abilities and uniques to eliminate the team of Surveyor.